Former FIFA president Sepp Blatter says that holding the World Cup in Qatar was a mistake. Thank you for that one. Gab, should anybody care what he says today, like 12 years after?
No, and you know what? Captain Hindsight, seriously, was it General Hindsight and Captain Obvious, all rolled into one, into the Swiss, bundle of love. Look, from what we know of the 2010 vote, this is what we know, what is pretty much established fact, right? Sepp Blatter did not want the 2022 World Cup to go to Qatar. He was one of 24 people voting, and he would have had the tie-breaking vote. He wanted it to go to the United States. At least this is what he told everybody. Yeah. His vote wasn't even needed to send it to Qatar, as it turns out, right? So I'll take him on his word when he says, I voted for the U.S. Fine. The problem is, of the 24 people who were allowed to vote, 2 of those 24 people were not allowed to vote because they were under investigation for corruption, asking money in exchange for votes before it even started, which puts you on a good. Of the other 22 people, 14 of them have either been banned or indicted, okay? Including Blatter, of course, who's been banned, right? And have been generally found guilty. The ones where it's gone through. The one who hasn't, of course, is Grondona because he died before it could happen.
Otherwise, it would have been.
So, what are you saying here? You're saying that vote was corrupt? Okay, fine. You had an investigation, right? And what happened? It took you years to get off your backside to go and have this actual investigation into the World Cup vote. By the way, it didn't just concern Qatar. It concerned Russia 2018 as well. Once you got off your backside, you hired this guy named Michael Garcia, former FBI investigator and stuff like that, which, by the way, Garcia didn't have any subpoena powers, so he couldn't make anybody talk to him. So a bunch of people never even talked to him. Secondly, because I don't know how many people know the story, so I think we need to go through this. Secondly, Michael Garcia, not allowed to go visit Russia. And the reason he's not allowed to visit Russia is that in his previous life as a prosecutor, he prosecuted some Russian gangsters in the U.S., so there was an issue where he's not allowed to physically travel to Russia and do any kind of investigation, which begs the question, why you hire this dude? But whatever. But anyway, he had a number 2, a guy named Cornel Borbely, who went and did that for him. Thirdly, these guys put together the report, and then when the report needs to be punished, what happens? FIFA say, we can't publish the report because there's legal implications, so don't worry, we'll get this other guy, Eckert, I think is his name, the German guy, might sound Swiss or German or whatever. Some other dude says, don't worry, I will read the report for you and I'll issue a 42-page summary because there's valid legal reasons. Again, lawyers, right? So they sit on this. So basically, all this time goes by when you could have done something about it. Yeah. You could have done something about it. And then what happens? Well, Blatter goes, Infantino takes over. They're sitting on this report, which at that point nobody has read. The German magazine Bild, or German newspaper Bild, gets their hands on a copy of the report.
Of course.
Which, by the way, I think everybody knows who passed them the report. Yeah. And then, as soon as Bild say, we're going to publish it on Wednesday, FIFA's like, all right, screw this. Here's the report. It's on PDF. It's on the internet. You can look for it. And I'll tell you what, Jules, and this is a sign of the times of what World Cup bidding was like then. The only people who come out okay, of all the bidding nations in the World Cup, the only ones who I think come out of it with no shame are Holland and Belgium. And to a lesser degree, the Japan-Korea bid. Yeah. The other ones, to different degrees. Yeah. You've got stories of the 10-year-old daughter of a FIFA executive committee member having $2 million transferred to her account. What kind of 10-year-old earns $2 million for anything? There's all sorts of stuff like this. So, frankly, Blatter, you don't like it? It was corrupt, whatever. Fine. But what did you do when you had the chance?
Yeah, nothing.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.